We're back.
Oh man,
I forgot what you guys look like.
We're on. Sorry, wasn't paying attention. I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just here right now, so
We're a little rusty, I guess.
I mean, when you haven't been live for a while, it happens.
Well,
somebody
we have
somebody
responsibility.
said get to your computer, so I kind of listened.
It is what it is. Great to be back. Great to see you guys.
Hi. Yeah. I don't know how to do intros for shows, so I guess ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Pound the Meat probably brings to you its soon to be 6-man tag team champions of the world. And that's all I got.
But do we have the Ring of Honor titles or the AEW Trios titles?
We don't acknowledge either one of those from
Okay.
I would take the WCW 6-man tags before I take either one of those.
I mean, it is.
There were
WrestleMania weekend.
New belts debuted last night.
I mean, yeah.
That will require me watching.
And certain wrestler opened the show to do some.
Jones, this is a wrestling podcast. We have to kind of watch wrestling.
In Jones's defense, AEW is always DVR'd now because I'm in office normally on Wednesday nights.
To be honest, I haven't watched it regularly in a long time.
However, I did see clips of a Mr. Adam Copeland's interview. Well, I'm sorry, promo at the beginning of the show. It wasn't an interview. My apologies. This is where the big boys wrestle, basically. Was this WCW?
Tony Khan coined this. He did a hashtag, I think, and everything too on Twitter before. So cringe, man.
I watched it live.
No, I say if you're fighting to try to counteract what CM Punk said, that was a bad way to do so. I mean, we're going to go deep into what CM Punk said, but if you do that at the beginning of the show and then you have a 60-year-old man at the end of the show beat Jay White, I'm sorry, you should have signed with WWE. I would have waited. Because at this point, this is the biggest.
I'm really disappointed.
Signing that they had. Anybody in the comments, you can bury me, whatever, but they dropped the ball with him on every chance they get at this point.
I mean, I'll say this, man. Will Ospreay and Hobbs had a good match.
They did.
Like Jones, like
that they did. I caught the highlights of that.
What's up, everybody out there? What's up, Ethan? What's up, Juan? What's up, Ron? What's up, Nico? I'm not putting up comments right now because I'm old and lazy.
I'll do it.
What's up, Mike? What's up, Drew?
Mr. Beefy.
Mike Martelli with the New York Islanders. Okay.
Mike Martelli.
This
am I excited? Hey, Cross, what's up? Am I excited about WrestleMania?
My old boss.
It's kind of hard to say. Here's what I'm going to prereference this with. It's Mania week. Mania is in my city. Wrestlers are being seen abundance. I saw a few last night. I'll get into that later. But they're being seen everywhere. I've seen people.
Now it started.
I'm seeing coworkers running into wrestlers. So it's very easy. Pretty much go down in Center City right now, and you're going to run into a wrestler.
You have WrestleMania in your city. I have the women's Final Four.
A win's a win.
Yeah,
a win's a win.
That's true.
But you have SummerSlam in your city, so what are you talking about?
That's true.
I was going to say, you got to wait a few months, Joe.
Yeah,
you're going to
have one of the big four.
The next best thing.
Yeah,
I cannot wait. I'm excited.
Then I finally get to step foot into the land.
Yes.
I got my hopes up for a second.
Yeah.
I cannot wait to attend another SummerSlam. It's going to be fun.
When do tickets go on sale? Have they announced that?
I don't know, but I got the alert. So whenever they do go on sale.
It'll probably be right after Mania.
Let's just say this. I will not be going cheap for tickets.
Going all in, eh?
Please be gentle.
But it will be nice to meet up with everybody that is going.
I was going to say.
I'll say that.
Cleveland's,
Speaking of
Cleveland's not
meeting up
that
with
far.
people, shout out to a fellow friend, I'll be meeting up with him Saturday by force, potentially tomorrow night after Hall of Fame. We'll see.
Who?
The other Matt.
Oh,
Marabito will be in town tomorrow.
you lucky, lucky man. Let
I'll
me
be
just
meeting
say
up-
that if you get a chance to spend a night with Matthew Marabito, it will change you forever.
I have
This
him
is-
in August. I
This is
cannot
my
wait.
second go around with him. Remember, he came to see New
He
Japan
does
with
get
me.
around.
I mean, I'll see him in August. So I can't wait. Like,
None of you guys want to come to Money in the Bank in Toronto, so that's fine.
That's not completely off the cards yet. So whoa, slow down, slow down there, buddy. Slow down.
listen, I'm just happy to have a major pay-per-view here, so
Slow down. It could happen.
come to SummerSlam, Panetta. Come on.
You know what? It's not that far, and
Come on.
I might. Ron, I'm drinking a sparkling water. By the
Do
way,
it, you elitist.
listen.
Canadian.
I can't go heavy on the drinks. Okay.
Almost bought Clearly Canadian just for you.
You have in the past, and
I have. I went
you've
to the store
shown me,
today.
you've teased me a little bit.
Wild cherry and cranberry raspberry. Come on.
You got all in.
I was gonna say, what 40,000, Shane?
Yeah.
40,000.
You got all in, and potentially a Mania is rumored. It's rumored. It would be smart, just to prove the phony con that the real promotion will be there.
When an event goes to England, Hazard's gonna host it. Come on. I mean, it's only right.
Man, growing up watching Hazard review belts and being able to still connect with him every now and then is pretty cool. That's one cool thing about the hobby. That
I remember when he revealed I think it was the Reggie Parks Winged Eagle.
Which one? He's had a couple over the years. I remember it's dual plated and it's all gold.
It may have been
The
the
dual plated is kind of what inspired me, but I don't know if I want to talk about that belt because
I think it was the one where I think the video he said he was in communication with, I think Dave Milliken at the time or Reggie, I forget, through emails, and he unveiled it. And I was like, wow. That man's a legend on belt reviews.
If
He
you
is.
get Mania, I will meet you in person because I will be there.
But SummerSlam's not off the cards. It's not that far
Come on.
away, and I might make a trip of that.
You
But
got to.
it's a big weekend. See the lineups.
Yeah.
The stores today. I know Mr. Richard Simpson has been posting quite a bit.
But I might have to go run up on my guy down there since he's in town. So find out where he's at.
But you know what? To be honest, from what I've seen online, it looks kind of disappointing in terms of the merchandise. The best part is kind of the walkthrough where you can see all the memorabilia and photo ops. That looks amazing.
You see like the King of the Ring chair.
Yeah, they have an ECW hall that you can go and take pictures with. A mock garbage can, things like that. That's pretty cool.
See, that's what I'm excited for SummerSlam. Like, if they have that, like,
yeah, WrestleCon is what I'm more interested in than WWE World, honestly.
I need to get to a WrestleCon.
It's because there's a few people there I need to meet. Some funny guys.
You met a couple of funny guys last night, though. Did you not?
Yeah.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Otis is a lot funnier than I realized.
Yeah. It's on the hips.
Spot on, Joe.
He was doing that throughout the show, so it was fun.
On the hips.
So that was not a mock voice. That was him.
That's fun.
Did he say Jones?
No, probably would have died. The Namath boys, though.
Mickey, Ryan, the Namath boys.
How long were they? Was their performance?
It wasn't super long, but They did a question and Q&A after they were finished, so it was kind of cool. Then they had a meet and greet, so also very cool. Yeah, they took a lot of shots at AEW, Vince McMahon. Just saying, there were some Johnny Dreamer shots.
Wow.
Those it's a great brotherhood that people underestimate. People think that you can't be friends with everybody. Um, I'm very disappointed in myself because I missed Bloodsport this afternoon.
It was on?
Not the movie. The event. Josh
Joe,
Barnett's
keep up.
Bloodsport.
Oh, okay, yeah. I saw a lot of people at GCW.
I saw a lot more people at Bloodsport.
Well, I saw like Punk there,
Yeah.
you know, Braun.
Like it
A lot
was
of guys are there. A lot of guys and gals.
Yeah.
for Bloodsport. It was MLW, WWE, TNA, AEW, all represented.
Wow. Pretty cool.
Yeah, I gotta say, man, Josh Barnett, like, I remember, you know, of course, you know, being a MMA UFC fan, Josh Barnett, like the youngest heavyweight champion ever in UFC,
Mm-hmm.
you know, but like, he was big, you know, catch wrestling, like New Japan and all that. Like, look at Shayna Baszler, like, he trained Shayna. Like,
She had a hell of a showing today.
Like, Josh is doing good stuff.
I know it's I love the fact that it's submission.
Thank you, Nico. So, I mean, come on, man.
We're just busting it, Joe.
Just saying, when I hear Bloodsport, I'm thinking of the movie. You know, like,
I did too. I'm just.
It's a wrestling weekend that got kicked off last night and it's going to keep going until Monday.
It's going to be a wild weekend.
I just wish this rain would stop.
But it's fun because you got NXT as well, Stand and Deliver.
Yep.
Yeah. And Collision's on at what, 11?
Yeah, it's the same as WrestleMania. Go figure.
Joe, we got to talk about everything that's airing this weekend, right?
I mean, it is, isn't
If
it?
you're going to go that route,
Is it Penta versus Adam Copeland?
That is. Or is that on Dynamite this Wednesday?
One of the shows.
I think it's on Dynamite, but
Yeah.
Either way.
Ring of Honor.
That's right. I think because Penta's facing Commander.
On tomorrow, actually.
That's right. Ring of Honor is also on.
Will Mark Briscoe finally win the big one?
You know,
See, I'm torn with that. Kingston's finally he's getting a hell of a run, and I would like for him to continue, but it's time to give Mark that shine.
I think they just do it just to give him that rub.
It doesn't even have to be a lengthy reign.
No.
He just needs it.
But I think now it might be the best time to change things up a little bit, because if not now, then when?
Yeah.
Right.
It's not like we firing people for budget cuts.
I'm just saying. I think I think Briscoe can get the rub, like kind of like Rey Mysterio did. You know, like we know why Rey Mysterio won the title in 2006.
Yeah.
You know, so I mean, I think they should give Briscoe the rub. You know.
Oh shit.
Yeah, I know, man. There's a lot of good free agents.
Thanks
out
for the
there,
super chat there, Ethan. Thank you, sir.
Yeah. I mean, Stu Grayson. Oh man, you know.
That's twice now he's been fired. Twice. But I think, regardless of what anyone has to say about who was released or whatever, I just find it really funny that Tony Khan not that long ago said that he wasn't going to let anybody go. He wasn't going to do these kind of cuts. He was going to let people's contracts end and they could just go on their way. Kind of like, what's his name? Jelly Nutella over there.
Joey Janela?
Jelly Nutella.
That's what I said.
Jelly Nutella.
Well, I mean, is it budget cuts because he needs to cut the costs down?
No, it's because he's trying to be a boss. That's what it is.
But I don't understand.
I don't either.
Like if you say that, stand on your word. Does
his word really mean much? I don't know.
It never did, considering all things considered. Like I'm gonna Like I do want to hear his side of the story, but he'll never say, "I'm not going to answer that question.
No, that's
No,
what
he
again
won't.
today.
I'm not going
I
to
mean,
answer that question."
I
He
think at the
deflects.
next scrum, someone's gonna have to ask him that.
Someone
No,
someone asked him today about commenting
yeah,
on Punk's interview. He says, "Oh, I'd rather not answer. I just want to focus on Ring of Honor."
exactly. Everybody's brushing it off now. It's like,
But then at the same time, you've got guys like Adam Copeland, you've got guys like FTR cutting their in-ring promos in response to the hype, the media buzz, what was said in that interview.
You had your
And you
favorite
look at
tag
how
team,
it
the
comes
Bucks.
across.
The Bucks responded too. I mean,
Well, they
we
did a
knew-
nice shout out to the scapegoat.
You know what's crazy? Like when you see like Bully Ray, his comments after Punk's interview, and like his interaction with the scapegoat, you know, Mr. Jungle Guy, Jungle Kid, then you're like, yep, I can understand why Punk did what he did.
'cause I'm confused. Why are we fearing for our own life when you watch someone else get choked out?
See,
And
like
you,
maybe
and you're
the
and you're
camera's
the boss.
maybe Jungle Boy's like hand hit the camera and it fell on him. So, but like,
But it's like you watch him get choked out. You didn't even try to stop him.
He probably just stood there in sheer panic, screaming.
And then,
guys.
according to Punk, he quit. But you go on TV and say you fired him.
Yeah.
You do
And-
a off-camera speech to the crowd. We had to let him go.
Yeah.
That's not corroborating what he said.
Yeah.
If he asked to be released twice, well, he asked for release once and then quit, but you fire him to save face, that's not a good look for you.
How he had he had a, you know, he could have went to WWE the next day, like
Right away.
right away.
Right
And
away.
it's like, imagine if they would have knew that WWE, like how quick he could have been in there.
Gee, and Nick Khan was pissed. He was like, "Damn it!"
Well, because Khan called him the Monday of the week of Thanksgiving, right? In the States.
Yep.
And that was 5 days before Survivor Series, if I'm not mistaken.
Yep.
And that call was initially for the Royal Rumble, right?
Yeah.
Punk
Yep.
said that, Khan, according to Punk, assumed that he had a no-compete clause with AEW, but like we've said, that wasn't the case.
He was just like, "No," he was just so casual about it. What?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean, no?
No,
And then we know that Punk went to Monday Night Raw. He was invited by Bailey. So many months prior, he talked to Triple H, which really got the ball rolling a while
even
back.
though it was like a 1 to 2 minute conversation, it's still like even when he said like when Triple H like, yo, when Punk was like, yeah, can I call you? And Triple H was like, I'd rather do FaceTime, you know, face to face, which I like. You know,
That's a
they aired out-
boss.
Yeah, they aired out their grievances, like laughed about it. This shit was stupid.
Well, because that's the thing. If you've got a problem with somebody,
Yeah.
what's the thing that you ought to do? Whether it be in the workplace, whether it be just amongst friends, talk it out. Sit down, man up, have a conversation.
I think he did that with the Miz when he went to Raw, right? He like did that with Miz. I mean, you hear like him and Corey Graves aired out their differences.
AJ Styles had an interview today at WWE World, said he would love to get in the ring and tear down a house with CM Punk, and they don't like each other.
Yeah. There was a lot. AJ's been very vocal in past about his feelings towards Punk. And now that he's thinking about possibly wanting to get in the ring with him, that's I mean, it goes to show you all the he said, she said bullshit that goes on in wrestling in the dirt sheets, right? Exactly. Right. That's what you got to do when you've got people. What's up, Mo? When you've got people that are talking behind your back, or you've got people that are, calling up Meltzer and Alvarez or Sap, right? And letting all these, all this stuff kind of seep through the cracks. No wonder the atmosphere in AEW when Punk was there was what it was. Like, I'm not going to condone a lot of what Punk did or what we saw. He could have certainly handled himself much more professionally. But I do sympathize with the guy. Because you imagine being in a workplace where everybody hates you, where you've got such a cliquey high school mentality. These are grown ass men.
Mm-hmm.
People
What
more concerned with stars than actual money.
what got me like during that interview with Ariel Helwani was when Punk said he tore his shoulder the first time in AEW. Who was the doctor he called that hooked him up? Dr. Sampson with WWE.
Samson. Yeah.
That's crazy. Like it's, and you hear, you know, Punk talking like, I mean, he's old, you know, so, you know, people, you know, I'm sure when they see him talk about this, they're like, oh man, you know, he's going to mess up in WWE. You know, it's a given. Give it like a year. He's going to, I think, you know, like you said, like Triple H is like, yo, man, I'm probably more reserved than Triple H wants me to be. But, you know, I'm sure Punk is like asking Triple H, like, hey, you know, why do this? I'm sure he's helping other wrestlers, you know, I think he knows this is his last chance, but I also think he knows that there's structure in WWE. Like, it's like, this is what it feels like again. Like,
yeah.
Everyone.
Everyone's a team, you know, helping out. And I mean, listening to Punk talk, I wouldn't be shocked if he worked WWE when he retires. Maybe it's on commentary.
Kind of lined up, right?
Yeah.
It's looking more so like NXT for him.
Yes. Like even when you hear Cody talk the other day with Ariel Helwani, like that's like he's talking about like being maybe in Triple H's role, you know, like
Yeah.
Triple H
maybe
ain't gonna do it forever. Triple H can step up and be.
He has health concerns, right?
Yeah.
And,
Exactly.
you know, it's preventing him obviously from being in the ring, but still the stress of his day-to-day operations, like you said, Jones, he's not going to be around for forever. You're going to need someone to step up and be his successor. And at this point in time, who better than a guy like Cody?
And hopefully by then he can shut up and finish the story. As far as I'm going to piggyback on what Ethan said. This is not a shot at AEW, nor this is a shot at Mercedes Moné. However, this feels forced. The CEO is going for the secondary title.
Yeah.
And that's all I have to say about that.
I feel like she's
More
gonna
power
face
to her. She's great, but you're going for the secondary title.
I feel like she's gonna face Willow.
I think so too. There should be some time, but for goodness sake, why haven't they explicitly said how their paths have crossed?
You have a handshake deal essentially with New Japan,
right?
Oh, another thing, Okada, really? You left New Japan to go to New Japan America?
New Japan Junior?
Yeah.
I mean, I like Ospreay being on TV every week at least, you know. He's having an interaction with Brian. It's getting somewhere.
Will Ospreay, I have nothing bad to say about. I understand why he did it. I think he would have been better suited elsewhere, but again, I understand. It's been more so people going for comfortability.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I hate to say this. Like, well, actually, not that I hate to say this. It's going to sound weird coming from me because I'm not anti TNA right now, but I'm not pro TNA as you've normally seen me.
There's some gray area.
Since you've been gone, since we've been gone, I'm sorry. I have looked at things a little differently because I'm kind of more so watch and see with TNA as opposed to TNA. Now it's like, let's see. Let's sit back a little bit.
Listen, AEW has their issues. We all know that. I'll still watch it as a fan of pro wrestling. I'll watch it. You know, like I want them to succeed because I think having another big time wrestling company helps. The more, the better.
I agree.
So everybody can eat. I just think Tony needs to change his ways. I mean, I understand what the audience he's going for. I think he's trying to get the New Japan audience in America. I don't think it's
That's a niche
necessarily gonna
audience,
work.
though. That's a
But
niche
that's
audience. You're
yeah.
on TNT with a niche audience.
Yeah,
That's why
it's-
you're stagnant in the ratings. That's why you average at best 700,000 people.
But I think when Punk, said like when he was in charge of Collision, he was trying to be like, okay, what were the ratings for this Collision show? Okay, how do we get this? Like I'm, it's just.
But at the same time, right? It doesn't seem like they're all too concerned about putting butts in seats, about selling out arenas. They're more concerned with putting on those 5-star matches, selling
Imaginary
merchandise.
Yeah, I mean,
Imaginary stars.
like you said, I still watch it because I'm a fan. So, more the merrier for me. Like when TNA showed up, I watched TNA. I watched Hogan's promotion when it was around for like a month.
Like you said, I'm gonna watch because it's wrestling.
Yes.
However, give me a reason to keep tuning in besides
Yeah.
the fact that it's just wrestling.
Oh, that's what it is. Because even if you are a diehard or if you are a casual fan, like a lot of people are, give me a reason to watch.
Yeah.
Make me not change the channel. Make me sit my ass in my seat for 3 hours on Monday night.
And
Right.
give me a reason to actually care about who's in the ring.
Absolutely.
Like, I understand sometimes it's cool not knowing who the person is, and then they're actually pretty good. That's better suited for in person to me.
Absolutely.
If it's on TV, if I'm watching on TV, the commentators need to be saying, "Hey, this is such and such from such and such. We should be keeping eyes on him."
Yeah.
However, or do a vignette. You're there once or twice a week.
Yeah.
Shoot vignettes on people. I'm sure you got footage somewhere you can buy
Absolutely.
it. You're rich.
Very much so.
Put it on TV. Utilize social media. Put it on online.
Exactly. We got Speed that started this week with WWE.
Right?
I'm
It's a
not the
great
hugest fan of it.
Neither am I. But you know what, man? It works.
Yeah, it's because
In
it's
in 2024, I get it.
microwave society. So hey,
Yeah.
3-minute matches. Hey, cool. Let's go.
Watching Dynamite last night, seeing the ending with Joe and Swerve. If Swerve doesn't win that title,
I'll be very,
yeah, I'm right with you.
very upset. I might just have to stop watching for a little while.
I mean, I'm just like, come on, man.
No,
like,
the man has it. The man has it.
He's just over like crazy. Like,
Over like crazy does not guarantee a title victory, though.
I know, and that's why the predictions that we're about to say.
Heavy is the head that wears the crown. Is he ready to be champion? Can he do everything that follows with being champion?
That's a question that we're going to revisit very soon when we do our review.
Oh, I mean,
You want to jump into night one?
I just want to know. I want to ask you guys this. You guys a little upset that there was no like actual new title released at Superstore?
I was talking with you earlier and a couple other guys about that. Last year we had the Crumb Rye, right?
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
that's what I was like thinking. Like maybe you get like a big green
It's been rumored.
or 3D big gold.
The 3D big
Say
gold,
like
right?
WCW television title.
Something that we've been waiting for.
Night one. It's day one.
Hey.
It's day one. Maybe we gotta kind of let it get towards the main.
Maybe a WCW tag team title to go with some figures that was previewed today, Jones.
Them and the Outsiders look good, though. Honestly,
Yeah, they did.
I was like, "Geez, you're costing me money." 2 different Harlem Heats, the Outsiders with the belts. Then you got 2 different DDPs. I was like, "Stop taking my money."
Dude,
Yeah.
it's gonna be a
I
lot.
still, if like, here's the thing.
You know what
Cody-
I saw today when they released them? When they showed them, I was like, "Yo, how many rocks are there?" There was like,
You saw the Rocky statue,
Yeah.
in front of the art museum. I was like, really? Like potentially, well, not potentially. Cody did say, if I win the belt, I'm changing the design. So maybe a new belt is being debuted at Raw.
No,
But he said
no.
he said this last WrestleMania too.
Yeah. Keyword if. Keyword if.
I hear though, if he does win, he's gonna bring out an Elite exclusive belt. That's what I hear. I'm just playing along.
Wow.
That's what I hear. It's the rumors. But you know what? I don't think anything is going to debut more than I think side plates are like they're going to restock every single day. Like the scalpers are going ham today. Just be patient if you're there and if you're watching. You'll get a chance to buy more.
If you're trying to buy merch at WWE World, here's just my tip for you. Go later in the day. Like if you're not going to SmackDown tomorrow, or Hall of Fame, or any other wrestling shows, go later. Go there later because it's just open till midnight. If I'm not mistaken.
I find it hilarious. I see a lot of people camping out at 2 a.m. I remember when people used to do that for like Monday Night Raw tickets, SmackDown tickets, like pay-per-view tickets.
I'm not
like I would laugh.
I'm not camping out to wait in line just to get inside.
I think the last time I camped out for something was like a video game back when I was like 12.
So like I remember, I used to go to GameStop at like midnight for like Madden.
Yep, midnight launch.
But like when people used to camp outside the arenas, for like Raw, say, when they would come in, we would give them wristbands and it would have a number. Okay. We take the number off and put it in a bag and shake it up. Say we pick like 74. Whoever has 74, they go to the front of the line, then it goes 75. So like if you're camping out at 2 a.m. and you're the first in there, you may not be the first to get the you see people like getting elbowed in the face
over mini belts.
Oh man,
that just goes to kind of not to stereotype, but wrestling fans, they can be something.
Oh man, it's
very interesting. It's an understatement.
Trying to be PR.
Let's see. Night one.
Oh, I got night one. I know.
Is there an order? Because I have the matches. I know what the matches are, but is there an order that we're going to follow? Or is there an order that WWE has put out?
I don't know if there's an order yet.
I don't think the match card. I don't think the
first one I have on my notes is Rey Mysterio and Dragon Lee.
See, night one for like number one is Rhea and Becky. Like that's not happening.
Depends on where you at.
Yeah. So.
The bottom of the list is the one I'm seeing is Ray and Dragon Lee versus Santos and Dom, and then you got the 6-woman tag.
That's it. Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to start there?
Which one?
Ray and Dragon Lee versus Santos Escobar and Dominic Mysterio.
I got Santos and Dominic winning.
I do as well. Dom can't lose 2 Manias. He can't lose to his father again. He's hot. He's gotta win. And then with Judgment Day and some of the other guys, Andrade, all that drama that's mixed in, it could play a factor here, and it could go, I think, either way. But I think Dom's gonna walk out with the win.
I agree. I don't think Dom could lose twice in a row to Ray. And imagine so much heat he would get if he beat Ray. Exactly. If he got the pin. I think there'll be a lot of high flying, like a lot of lucha in this match, a lot of oohs and ahs.
It'll be good. It'll be a good match.
I see Santos and Dom cheating to win.
You're not cheating. You're not trying.
That's true.
Just like his real father, right?
Yeah. Now, as far as the next match, there's only one answer.
Who is it? What's the next match?
Ronnie's actually probably right.
Oof.
Because he looked a little pissed when he wasn't picked.
Yeah.
I like Carlito better when he was a heel.
He was badass, man. Biting those apples and spitting them in everybody's face. I can see it happening, Ron. For sure.
Okay, is your next match the six
Six-pack?
women
Yep.
match?
Yeah.
Come on.
Two things that's are gonna prove me right on this one. That's different.
I can understand that.
That's different. Bianca's undefeated at WrestleMania. Jade ain't losing her first Mania match. And the tag team titles aren't on the line, so
I'm gonna say this. I think it's a squash match.
Wow.
oh, absolutely.
And I see Bianca and Jay taking the tag titles off of the Kabuki Warriors.
That last image that they had when Jade came out to help them on SmackDown, was that last week?
Yeah.
The three of those women standing side by side
Pointing at the Mania sign.
while pointing at the Mania sign. Yeah.
That
They
was-
look like superheroes. That was an epic shot.
Yeah. I mean,
People have been calling them the Powerpuff Girls.
I think they're gonna want to make Jade stand out big in her first WrestleMania match.
Yeah, she's going to be the showcase.
Yeah.
See what kind of gear she has.
What you got next? Well, her and I almost called her Trinity. Whoa, Naomi.
Naomi.
are probably going to have some kind of cosplay costumes.
Yeah. I have the 6-pack ladder match.
For the tag titles.
So there was a rumor that 8-Town Down was being replaced. 8-Town Down Under.
I heard that rumor as well.
If it is, it'll be replaced tomorrow.
Mm-hmm.
I got a bold prediction for this one.
So
Here's where we separate the tag team titles.
Yeah.
You have to pay attention to the wording of what was stated. It was stated the match does not end until both sets of tag team titles have been retrieved.
Yeah. Michael Cole made that comment, I believe.
Mm-hmm. So it was like,
So get
two winners.
Well,
Yeah,
couldn't
two
you grab
winners.
just both belts and be the undisputed?
But you have to grab a set though.
Yeah, you technically could, right?
Oh,
Joe,
so
you
there's
could
2
grab
sets.
both
Okay,
sets.
so there's not just one of each. Wow.
Yeah.
No, there's 4 belts.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
From how they worded it, the 4 belts are going to be
Okay,
suspended.
that'll be.
So I definitely feel like, yeah, the titles are going to be split up, but that means that there's likely no new tag belts that have also been rumored for the longest.
Well, you might actually have to if you have two separate sets of champions.
I know, but like they're still red and blue, right?
They don't have to be.
I have a prediction. I have one team. I think Awesome Truth wins one of the titles.
I was getting ready to say something about them. I was going to say they're probably going to do a dumb spot where Miz grabs the Raw belt, Truth grabs the SmackDown titles. It's just like, wait.
Or one of the belts are tugging and it falls into Truth's hands.
Yeah, I can see some of that happening.
I ain't gonna lie, I do want to see Waller and Theory get the titles because I like them as a heel team. They're pricks, and you just want to see them lose. But
I hope they're still in the match.
yeah,
I don't want to see the New Day win.
No, unless Big E is making his return, and
Even then, I still don't want to see them tag team champions.
I could
could
see
it be a
why
surprise
they'd want to
team?
do it, though.
Could it be
That's
a
what I mean.
surprise team?
Well, if this team does the right thing instead of doing the typical thing, just saying.
Yeah.
I don't see Judgment Day walking out with the tag team titles.
Oh, and then we have to figure out what the heck Damian Priest is doing with his Money in the Bank.
I have an
contract.
answer for that coming up.
We'll hold on to that.
You have it going on night 1 or night 2?
I can't tell you that until we get to the match.
Oh, okay. Oh,
Okay.
okay. We might be on the same page. That's what I was just saying.
What do we have next?
Jay and Jimmy.
I have a prediction for this.
I'm excited for this match.
I've
This
been
is one of
wanting to see
my.
this for a while.
This is one of my.
Let's hear it.
I'm gonna say standout matches, like matches of the night. I think those two are gonna show out. I think Jay wins, but I know Jones is gonna say Jimmy, and then he's gonna bring
I got Jimmy winning.
somebody come out.
I'm not even talking about because of outside interference. I have Jimmy winning because Jay's spot solidified. Jimmy needs this win more than Jay does. Jay is the main event Jay Uso. Jimmy's just Jimmy Uso. He needs that win. That win can help his standing with the bloodline.
I don't disagree. I just don't see that happening without outside interference.
Yeah.
And that will be an opportunity for another member of the bloodline to possibly show up and to help him. It could be someone that already exists within the bloodline, like Solo, for example. But I'm going for the yeet.
Maybe Manu makes his return and helps.
Jeez.
Jacob Fatu?
Could be.
That's a. I'm not saying it's a wasted spot for him, but it's a wasted spot for him.
No.
I get it.
Oh no, man! I think these two are going to show out.
I think their dad's going to get involved.
Ooh.
Giving them both a Rikishi driver. Boom.
Well, maybe Rhea's been, alluding to that with the stink face at the house shows. You never know.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. You got the Intercontinental Championship match next. I under no circumstances do I want Sami Zayn to win. Honestly,
No.
I would be be happy right now if Chad went heel and cost him the match. That's Chad's spot to beat Gunther.
I agree.
I agree as well. So Sammy's lost his touch. He's lost his appeal.
The Bloodline made Sammy relevant. After the Bloodline storyline, Sammy's like lost in the shuffle.
He fizzled out, and he still might has his entrance music that gets the crowd up on their feet, but other than that, I don't see it.
He's better as a heel.
He is. I think it's a wasted spot.
You have to put the mask on and go back to being El Generico. Yes, they're the same people. Contrary to popular belief, they are the same person.
Still real to me, Jones.
I was mad when Sammy won that challenge on Raw. I was like, come on, man.
Yeah.
Like, this is like the whole story with Chad and Gunther. It was like it was made for Gable to win the IC title at WrestleMania.
You brought the man's kid into it. You made his daughter cry.
But I have a crazy prediction for this match.
Your kids to WrestleMania.
I have a crazy prediction for this match.
Go for it.
I think Damian Priest cashes in on Gunther and wins the title.
Wow.
Because of the stare down with them a few weeks ago on Raw.
That would be so bad.
I know.
I understand,
because
but it's so bad. I hate that you can use that on our secondary titles now.
It should not be, but when you look at how everything is kind of stipulated with the world titles right now, it probably makes the most sense to cash in on us on the secondary title. I hate it. I don't like the idea of that at all. It should be and only be for the top belts, but
or what if in the ladder match Judgment Day loses
or
and she's like,
Jones.
yo, I need to cash in right now to get the tag team titles back.
I have another purpose for that briefcase, but I'll save it.
Okay.
I'm interested in hearing what that is because
when we get there, it's going to happen.
Just saying. It's a possibility. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but the way they had that stare down on Raw,
it alluded to it. They're planting that seed as well. They want you to think that could happen.
Mm-hmm.
But it seems like the rules of Money in the Bank have certainly gotten looser over
Kind of like the
time.
feast or fired match, for briefcase.
But here's what I'm gonna agree with Badoy right now. Priest might be the dumbest person to have ever had this briefcase. Where were you Monday?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Like every time they're laid out, you just nowhere to be found.
I don't know, man. Theory. Oh yeah, Theory would come down, then he get knocked out by
He would get
Fury.
something would happen to him. At least he tried.
Yeah.
What you got? The women's match next?
Yeah, Becky and Rhea.
Becky and Rhea.
I don't want Becky to win.
I think she's winning it though. My heart says Rhea. I don't think it's time for Rhea to lose the belt yet, but I think Becky's gonna win this match.
Has she signed a new contract?
No.
I would not put a belt on someone who has not signed a new contract. I'm just being logical here.
Okay. Question then: has Drew, for certain, signed a new contract?
His contract's further into the year, so it's time. You still have time. Hers is very soon.
Yeah. She said in her interview that she is quite confident that she will resign. She's not going anywhere. But
until you sign on that dotted line,
right. It doesn't mean anything until you make it legal.
I mean, you don't want another Bret Hart situation.
I'm gonna say, especially with AEW chomping at the bit right now.
Did you? I hate to go back to Tony Khan. Did you hear what he said today too, as well, during that media scrum or not scrum, whatever it was, the call-in? He's going to this year do everything he can to pick up every free agent available. He's going to go hard. He said harder than he went with Ospreay and Mercedes and Okada.
You're going to see about 50 people cut from the roster.
Like he just wants to sign all of these action figures, right? Give them the big bucks. And Mercedes hasn't even wrestled once.
Her first match is in May. You've been
and
she's for 3 months.
That's right. And she's getting a title shot at Double or Nothing. What happened to the whole ranking system?
That's out the window.
Back. But it was brought back. So
I always wondered this about the Montreal Screwjob. Couldn't Vince said like, "Hey Brett, you'll win, but you're leaving the title with me, so you can't take it to Nitro or whatever." Like, couldn't WWE just hold on to the Wayne deal, not let the wrestlers carry it? But
could have had it like he could have had him drop it the next night.
Dropping the next night would have been the most logical thing to do.
But with this match, if you would have asked me a couple months ago, I would have been like, "Man, Becky's winning this title."
Mm-hmm.
I just think Rhea is so on another level than Becky.
She's on a bigger level than I think any other female athlete in professional wrestling right now.
Her stock is like Roman's, I'm going to say. Like for the women's division. Like it's just.
I almost say you kind of got to have her go on to at least SummerSlam just to clash with Bianca.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they'll give Becky the title because of the book release.
The book release has nothing to do with it. She already got bestseller credits for it already, so it don't even matter.
Okay.
And to the previous point about her not having a contract yet, it's not. I don't know, unless it's a bargaining chip, right?
Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie. I would love to see Rhea and Bianca at WrestleMania.
I'll say next year.
I mean SummerSlam.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm about to say because honestly, I say build it up for a year. Let Jade fight her next WrestleMania.
If they can hold it that long, and I think they have enough talent to keep us interested, that's a good build.
It's almost like this. I hate saying these two names, but it's essentially your Warrior Hogan situation.
Yeah. No, it's a fair comparison.
Rhea and Jade.
Oh, so you build Jade up to
Jade out 40. Yeah.
And then when you realize Jay can't carry it like Warrior did, you have him drop it at the Rumble.
I wasn't calling her Warrior. I'm just saying that type of build. I'm saying keep them separated. You see them bump into each other in the Royal Rumble, but
you feel like WrestleMania 7 was supposed to be Warrior and Hogan, but they're like, yeah, you're not drawn as much as Hogan. So
things change, but I can see that. That's a good way of building that match.
So
I want to say, I'm kind of torn on this match, but I want to say Rhea.
I think we're kind of we all three of us prefer Rhea in this situation.
Yeah.
Now for the tag team main event.
I don't what I haven't really talked to you about this match. Personally, I think it's a no-brainer who wins.
Yes,
I agree with you. But I'm saying it has to be The Rock and Roman.
It has to. Period. Like
because of the stipulation, they get to choose the.
That's right.
Yeah.
If you're gonna make the match on night 2 exciting, you're not gonna know who's gonna come out. You're not gonna know who is going to go face to face with the final boss. You need bloodline rules.
Yeah.
It's not going to be a singles match, just a regular singles match. Night 2. Absolutely not. Not with Roman's reputation, not with the bloodline reputation. It's a no. They have to. And what I want to see, I want the bloodline. I want to see Rock and Roman just do what they've been doing to Cody and Seth. Like they did on Monday. I want them to destroy them. I want them to beat them to a bloody pulp to make it look like Cody doesn't have a chance in hell on night 2.
I want Seth and Cody to come out to the Shield theme through the crowd. Just to like mess with them.
I want Seth to come out dressed like Rocky Maivia.
Just to get into
Rock's head. With the shoulder pads, with the drapery and everything.
Listen, Ronnie, I don't give that away for free, buddy.
But here's where my Damian Priest situation comes
a little
in.
peek.
Here's my Damian Priest situation comes in.
Oh, you think it happens in this match?
He cashes in on Seth night 1. Wins the championship. Now we have a predicament for night 2. It's now a triple threat match.
But how? Seth doesn't have the title, so he can't.
He can demand his rematch because the match was already booked to be Seth versus Damian versus Drew.
So you think that was Drew's conversation with Rhea backstage?
Yeah, Drew's gonna be pissed. Like, no, add him to the match. Either it's me and him, or it's nothing. And then Seth says, I'm a champion. I automatically get a rematch. I'm invoking my rematch tomorrow night.
So you're saying Drew was like, yo, I'd rather face Damian because he's an easier target than Seth. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
That makes sense. And I like it.
Here you get a successful cash in. You can do it that way. I have 2 different options.
Well, what is option number 2?
There's always a plan B. Night 2. Well, not the same night. Damian tries to cash in. Well, Damian cashes in, thinks he's won. They check the briefcase. There's no contract.
Because they switched the briefcases. There's the green one and the purple one.
Finn Balor with the green briefcase.
Oh.
Damian's confused. Since they've already lost the tag team titles, he's pissed. He's like, where's my... Oh, it's here. Wow. Finn Balor is now your World Heavyweight Champion. Finn Balor goes on to defeat Drew and Seth night 2. He retains the championship in night 2. You get a reign of terror from Finn Balor.
Well, I need Finn Balor's nameplate then.
No. No.
What do you mean no?
Because it's going to ruin my SummerSlam plans.
Sorry. Okay. Okay, I forgot about Punk and Drew.
You want Punk? Yeah, Punk and Drew.
That's my SummerSlam plan.
Yeah.
Okay. Who knows? Drew could have the belt back by then.
Yeah, you know.
He could.
It's, we still got Clash at the Castle.
What a wait!
What,
That
so
would
he
be,
holds it for like a month or two and then loses it?
you know what? As much
He
as
just wants to win it in front of fans. That's all he
Yeah.
wants.
yeah, in front of his hometown.
Yeah.
But
his
I
home
want him to
country.
have like a good 4 months reign of it.
Even though it was the pandemic era, he had a great dominant reign.
Yeah, him and Randy were going back and forth with the title
Sure.
for a little bit, but I want him to come out, just hold the title, just, you know. I'm loving this Drew McIntyre.
This is the best Drew McIntyre has been.
Oh, that's
Every promo that he does, either in the ring or the ones he
Look in
puts on
my
social
eyes, what do
media.
you see?
Oh my god! Going to Mindy's Bakery.
Yeah. Who the hell's closed on Monday and Tuesday? Hey, they probably suck anyways.
Oh my!
Better lock my car. I'm in Chicago.
No, man. Like he has it. He's using social media the right way, and he is like the best troll that there is.
Oh man! So that's night one.
That's night one.
So
Night
night two.
Two. Where are we starting?
I'm trying to find the card.
I'll tell you right now.
We got Bobby Lashley and the Street
In the Street
Profits.
Profits versus the Final Testament.
Yeah.
Ugh.
I hope this is on the pre-show.
I hope this
This
match
is a
gets
Sunday
cut.
night. It's a
because of
Sunday
time.
night heat match.
Okay. I found it. Let's see.
Jones, I'm sorry,
Bobby?
man. This is a.
I don't like Bobby Lashley with the Street Profits, really, because
I want the Final Testament to win.
I would have rather. I like all three of the gentlemen, but I'd rather them to have been heels, even though the heel turn failed
Yeah.
because the fans refused to boo them.
Because I figure, like, you know, with Street Profits with Lashley, like when they first got together, they would be heels, you know, perfect. It's like Lashley in a faction as a face doesn't work for me.
It doesn't work. And in Karrion Kross, what do you say about Karrion Kross?
He needs to shave his head.
That's when he grew his hair out, he just became trash. I want bald Karrion Kross back.
I want NXT
I'm liking the fact
run-
they're actually doing something with him right now,
I
though.
know, but like, what's the end goal with him?
He changed his finisher. Ugh.
I don't know.
I
man.
like the final prayer.
I think Bobby Lashley and the Street Profits are taking this.
Yeah,
I
they're
think Bobby Lashley is going to come out and turn on the Street Profits
Ooh.
green. All right.
because he said he's going back to his old ways.
Well, next match is LA Knight versus 55-year-old AJ Styles.
That's more jacked up than he's ever been
Yeah, he's
in
juicing.
his career.
Yeah.
Nugenics is helping him out.
All juice Styles.
That's exactly it. The man is shredded. It looks like he ate AJ Styles. Okay.
All versions of him.
Yeah. Every single version of him. He is
Even
just
the WCW version
Yes,
of it
all of
for a
it.
little bit.
That was the entree. The appetizer. Oh my gosh.
They booked themselves in the corner with this match.
Yeah, they did. You've got a returning AJ who looks like this, who's the build to this match has been great.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
You know, going back and making it as personal as they have, that's awesome. That's shades of the Attitude Era all over again. That's even shades of Ruthless Aggression with what Randy and who was it? Randy and Triple H. Like, I'm having a moment.
Randy Triple H, Randy McFoley. Yeah, Randy Triple H.
Yeah, when he came into his house.
Yes, with his
Right?
fake wife.
That's right.
Threw him out the window.
They're building this really well. But
Yeah.
fuck, man, I really wish LA Knight was in a title match for one of the secondary titles.
I think they give LA Knight the win because it's a big victory from Jones. I'm sorry. I'm just saying.
I'm letting you say what you're going to say. I still haven't said what I thought was going to happen. I just said they booked themselves in the corner.
I mean, I think these two styles will be, no pun intended, will be good with each other. It's a classic one-on-one match.
Mm-hmm.
Is
But what's
it?
the but, Joe?
Okay.
It's hard to pick, like you know. Okay. You know what this match reminds me of? It reminds me of the Punk and Orton match. Remember when they had the sit down the other day?
Yeah.
If LA Knight wins, can it elevate him? Because the Styles need a victory at WrestleMania.
He does. On the one hand, Joe, he does. He needs to win at Mania. When
he beat Shinsuke, maybe?
Yeah, that was
2018.
Yeah, it's been a little while.
So here's what I'll say. I got LA Knight winning by disqualification.
Good brothers?
No.
Hmm.
Another good brother, but not that one.
I'm
One
listening.
of the original members of the Bullet Club.
Stu Grayson?
Oh my God.
Oh my Lord.
This is where I would insert Tama Tonga.
Yeah. He's a free agent, and he
No, he's signed. He's not a free agent.
Okay.
Yeah.
So is he going to stay in NXT though, or is he going to?
I would have him with AJ before I would have him with the Good Brothers. But you can go either way.
But wouldn't you have Judgment Day break up and Balor with AJ and Tama? Because Balor is the original.
Well, I already broke them up.
Yeah, so I mean that would.
Maybe they'll cross paths at some point, but bringing in Tama Tonga, that could have him as like his muscle, even though AJ doesn't really need any muscle.
He doesn't need muscle anymore.
He doesn't need it, but pairing them together, it could be pretty good.
Omos gave him his muscle.
100%.
Plus, I have a hard time like with AJ Styles debuting new music.
Oh, didn't AJ and Omos keep the titles at WrestleMania?
Yeah.
Like with him debuting new music, I can't not have him be the last man standing.
It's supposed to be at WrestleMania, right? The new music.
Because his current music doesn't fit.
No, it doesn't fit his persona at all.
Just let it fly. Get bigger.
Right. I need a newer
change the lyrics, keep the music.
I need a newer version of Evil Ways for him.
Ooh, that'd be good. Right now, yeah.
That's probably one of the biggest pops when he's coming out. You know, it's got like a little bum look going, and then music playing stops. Yeah, and then he's just like, so happy with that. All right.
I think LA Knight also kind of
Yes.
needs that win too, just to elevate him. But if you do a disqualification, then
he's still it doesn't hurt either one of them.
Yep.
No. He gets to win, but AJ gets to stand tall.
Yeah.
All right. Well.
All right.
I agree with that. So next match is the triple threat for the United States title.
Kevin Owens wins.
What?
I was going to say Randy.
Randy doesn't need a U.S. title.
I don't think he does, but I don't know.
I got Kevin Owens winning.
I would have said Randy, but I think Logan retains and keeps the title.
Really?
By some sort of. I mean, he's had
Does
bad
he
luck
use
at WrestleMania.
The brass knucks, and
he's had bad luck at WrestleMania, so I think that much.
See, I wouldn't mind seeing Randy win it, and then put a guy over like LA Knight, for example.
This should have been a spot for LA Knight anyway. But
yeah, LA Knight should have
versus
been
Logan Paul. Yes.
Yeah, 1-on-1.
That was rumored for months, and I don't know where it changed.
Whoever comes out of this, I just hope they have a match with LA Knight because he needs a strap.
If we come out of WrestleMania with Sami Zayn as the IC champ and KO as the US champ, I'm gonna be severely pissed. Just saying.
Yeah, why put 2 belts on 2 Canadians?
Because they won the tag titles last year. They got that little moment.
They're putting on Canadians. What's the throwaway? Trash. Nothing good comes from Canada.
You know what I noticed? I was doing some little research the other day. You'll like this, Panetta, being a Canadian.
What's that?
You look at WrestleMania 7, 8, 9. Bret Hart has wrestled for the tag titles, 7. IC title at 8. World title at 9. I don't think anybody's ever done that.
Consecutively? I
Yes.
don't think so. I think he's probably the only one. Holy shit. That's a really good observation, Joe. I'd have to give it like some deep thought and do some research, but yeah, you might be right, man.
Yeah, because most of the other people who are in tag teams stay in those tag teams.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, that's wild.
Wow.
Now my mind's just blown for the rest of the show. I'm going to be thinking about
Okay,
it.
so let me just run through the rest of the card then. I got Bailey winning.
Yeah, I agree.
100%.
I mean,
That's
do you think she goes back to the old theme for this WrestleMania?
I hope not. Well, she kind of. I like this theme she has, but it's still associated with Damage Control.
Yeah.
Because they added lyrics to it for Damage Control.
Yeah.
I don't want her to be a full-on hugger again, though.
No, she can't be the hugger. I like what we've seen with Bailey. If she can just tweak that a little bit, not go full hugger, but yeah, run with what she's doing. It's working.
I agree.
So we all said Bailey. Seth versus Drew. Or depending upon if my storyline works or otherwise, but I'll book it as is right now.
Yeah.
As is right now, I still would have a cash in attempted.
Okay.
I got Drew winning because I want Punk. I think they're building towards Punk and Drew at SummerSlam. You know,
I think Drew wins, and I think Priest cashes in successfully. They have a small feud following WrestleMania, with Drew winning it back in preps of before SummerSlam to have Drew and Punk at SummerSlam if all is well by then.
But then again, ain't this the match Punk's doing commentary on?
Yes, he could get involved because remember,
Punk might cost him the match.
Remember the interview the other day? Ariel kept asking about his shoulder, and he, would not give away.
He kept saying this is way further along than it was when I was doing it by myself.
And he said, I could have made Mania. I could have taped it up. Said he could have taped it up, but he's like lucky. The doctors were like, and I think that's a big difference from he sees now from when back then. Remember when he was like, "Yo, I got this knee injury," and Vince like, "Well, keep working. We got your face in Ryback." The doctors are like, "Yo, no, you need to."
So much has changed in the culture of WWE for the better. And the fact that guys like AJ, the fact that when you see Punk and Randy sit down and talk things through the way they did, it's a different space. It's a different company.
How he's well liked backstage by management and the wrestlers.
Because everyone had their prejudgments from what was fed to the media and the dirt sheets and everything else and what happened in AEW, that if he comes back, he's going to be like this. And Drew's using it to his advantage, right? Drew is taking all of that and just masterfully putting those promos out there.
Even like the Zeth and Punk interaction.
That promo was incredible.
Like even the report said, like they're cordial backstage, like they're respectful, like they're friendly, when they're going through the stuff like even when he sat down with Randy and Randy was like, "Yo, man, I think we need to get Punk." He's like, "I texted you, like, yo, you should come back," and I'm like, "Whoa, hey,
yeah."
Like,
And I know we've said this before in context with AEW, but like, you don't have to like somebody to work with them. You can be respectful, you can be cordial, and like Jones is suggesting, make money.
Brett and Sean.
That's the best example, right?
I don't have to like you, but I can respect you enough to make money with you.
And if Seth and Punk put on a clinic when they go head to head, I'm all for it. I'm all for it. Same with Drew and Punk. If there's any real bad blood or any heat between them, I'm all for it because they're professionals and they know how to handle it. Man, we could have saw some pretty good wrestling matches in AEW after Brawl Out, but we didn't, and we never will. And especially in a company that loves to fantasy book and show these fantasy matches, you blew it.
I think now you're seeing fantasy matches in WWE.
Yeah.
You are. And you look at how stacked their roster is, how deep the talent goes.
Did you see what Cody called it today? The Renaissance era.
Yep.
It could stick. I still like the Hunter era, but it's very Renaissance for sure.
Well, now we're stuck in a situation where we're in the main event.
This is easy.
What are the rules?
So much.
What's going on?
What's easy about it, Joe?
Proverbially finish the story.
I told
And
Jones
what story is he finishing? Because a story has many different possible endings.
This is true.
Is it a hero's tale or is it a tale of sorrow?
I told
Jones
this
archetype hero of Cody Rhodes.
I told Jones this the other day. After watching that 2-hour documentary on Roman, I don't see him losing. I know a lot of people want him to lose because he's not around. He's like only shows. I mean, I get it. I think some people I think when Roman finally loses, you're going to look back and be like, damn, I don't think this will happen again.
Yeah.
I'd like the long-term booking. I mean, people like short-term booking. I love the long-term, the playing out, like Heyman has said, like, yo, this could have ended, but yo, it's just keep going. I think they want to have Roman maybe beat Hogan's record. I think they'll take him
this close.
I think you'll take him past SummerSlam.
You have to. It's into September, middle or end of September, if you look at the calendar where he has to hold it to.
Like, I wouldn't be mad if they gave Cody the title. Okay, like, I think it's a shot down. Like, you lose, main events back to back against the same guy.
You win the Rumble twice.
Yes, I mean, kind of like when
your video games is to finish the story. You're on the cover.
But it's like Rock, he lost main events back to back in 15, 16, 17.
He won at 18.
I wouldn't be mad if Cody won. I would understand it. But I just don't see Roman losing. I don't think you can end it right now.
You're not thinking hard enough. Think about it. Here's what we do. What happened when his dad fought Billy Graham?
Oh, the false finish or whatever it was.
No, not a false finish. He won by countout.
No.
But the champion retains the belt.
No.
This way he doesn't have to suffer.
You can't do that because it's bloodline rules, so there's no countouts.
They get to make up the rules on the fly when you're the boss.
Jones, we cannot have a SummerSlam 93 main event ending. Cody wins by countout, the balloons fall down. Cannot do that.
The winner of the match, however, via countout, the championship cannot change hands. Therefore, and still
champion.
Oh, okay.
Throw up your ones. Cody beats his ass.
What's Philly gonna do in that? If that finish, the crowd might
See, like at
lose
SummerSlam, I'm
their
like,
minds.
because there's
my-
report Rock is going to take some time off to film the movie.
to film the movie, so he's gone for a while.
So, do you see him at Rock at SummerSlam against Cody or against Roman?
I think that's a Mania
Cody.
match, personally.
It'll probably be him and Cody.
Him and Cody at SummerSlam,
at
and then Rock
SummerSlam.
and Roman
'Cause
at
he-
Mania.
Mm-hmm.
Rock and Roman at Mania, and Rock and Cody at SummerSlam.
I think you need to get a Punk and Romans shortly. Because I think the original plan,
It was
could be
talked
wrong
about.
here, but it was for Punk to beat Seth at Mania, Roman to beat Cody at Mania, and Roman versus Punk at SummerSlam.
Yeah.
With both titles.
Now, does that mean that both titles are going to be on the line, and they then merge them once again? I don't know.
It's like,
I hope not, just because I think with the way it is right now, you kind of need 2 world titles, and then you don't introduce a brand new belt.
yeah, I just
Sell
That's
can't
replicas.
see Roman
Whatever
losing. Sorry,
That's where
I
the
just-
cash-in would have happened, and then they
Yeah.
separated the belts again.
I just
So at
can't
this
see.
point, yeah, you have the 2.
What's your predictions, Panetta?
What I love about this year's WrestleMania is that I have
So many
no
unknowns.
clue. I cannot confidently say who I firmly believe is walking out as champion in the main event. Definitely, I think all of us are on the same page when it comes to this bloodline rules. Anything goes. Who's going to interfere in this match?
Mhm.
Because if the glass shatters and Stone Cold comes out, I'm gonna mark out so hard.
About Hulk Hogan. Dun, dun, you're not breaking my good brother.
And he just goes after Roman. If he does one last leg drop,
He
And
will
it's
not
on
be able to
Roman?
get
I'm
up.
going to tell you exactly what's going to happen. If that music hits, you will see me running up the ramp, scaring him off the ramp, and being taken out in handcuffs. I'll be away from the show for a while, folks, but it'll be it's justified.
okay,
But-
we'll
but-
bail you out, Jones.
I agree with Matt. Like, this is so many unknowns, of who's going to win. Like, if I watch WrestleMania 8, I know who's going to win,
If it's a flip of a coin, which it is in so many sense, every match is.
I don't know, man.
I'm conflicted. I want to say Cody, but I'm conflicted because of how close he is to breaking Hogan's record.
Plus, Cody's already re-signed, so there's no issue. There's no
For
threat of him
multiple
leaving.
years, right? For
Yes.
No
multiple
threat of him
years.
leaving.
He's not going anywhere. But how long is Roman going to be staying around? I know he's working a lesser schedule compared to some of the guys, but I'd be curious to see what they do next, taking The Rock out of the picture, adding additions to the bloodline, and then what does Cody do in the meantime if he loses? Because Cody's a good chaser. The last few weeks have been great with The Rock. Best segments on Raw and SmackDown in a very long time. My worry with Cody is if he does finish his story, what kind of champion he's going to be. My fear is that he's going to be a better chaser than a champion.
Like when Seth beat Brock Lesnar, and then it was like,
Yeah.
Mhm. Here's what's going to happen. They're starting to come to me right now. This is my visions. They're starting to be very vivid. Roman's going they're going to have Cody set up in the corner with the table. Somehow the Rock's going to get pulled in the way. Cody's going to yank himself free. Rock's going to get pulled in the way. Roman spearing Rock through a table.
Mhm.
That's how you get him off TV for a while. While that's going on, Cody's almost going to win, and then here's potentially where you debut Zilla and Jacob Fatu.
Yeah.
Or Lance Anoa'i, because he's there. He's rumored to have been.
Is that when MJF comes out to help Cody?
I
and
think he
cost Cody the match?
quietly re-signed with AEW.
Did you see his tweet? He tweeted
Tweeted
The
about
Rock.
The Rock about
Yeah.
his ex.
The Rock, I think Rock bought that photo or that painting.
I don't know, man.
Next.
I think Brandy Rhodes gets involved according to Cody's interview.
Cody said she's going to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah, and his mom.
What if Mama Rhodes gets
Mama
in and goes like
Rhodes.
this, like Mrs. Father, like?
Is Mama Rhodes going to watch her baby boy get whipped and bleed and cry?
This is a situation where I wish there was a better understanding between the two companies, because this is where Dustin needs to show up.
Absolutely. And I wish egos could be put aside, because you know what, regardless of what we have said when we poke fun or what, no one wishes AEW doesn't exist. We've established that competition is a great thing. But when you've got the rosters that both of these respected companies have, when you've got Dustin Rhodes in AEW, when you had that whole build up with Cody and Dustin in AEW and all the history that they had in WWE for a good portion of both their careers, yeah, Dustin being there would just be the icing on the cake. Make it happen.
Yeah. Like here, I just want him just to be there for his brother. That's all we're asking for.
They have Gold Dust memorabilia at WrestleMania that you can go and take pictures.
It's like you're not even really using him on TV like that currently.
Yeah.
So it's not going to affect your product.
Not at all. This is where I wish these companies could loosen up a bit.
We'll even mention you on TV. Oh, AEW.
Yeah.
Current AEW superstar here to support.
Well, when you've got guys like Punk, you've got guys like AJ Styles, you've got guys like Cody, all mentioning AEW by name. That was taboo when Vince was around. I think Sami Zayn was the first one to utter those three letters.
And then he got put in the doghouse for
right?
that.
Right, and he got in shit afterwards. In the last week, we've heard WWE guys reference AEW in interviews frequently.
Mm-hmm.
And it's refreshing, because why pretend like they don't exist? It's great that, yeah, you could have a girl like Jordynne Grace fight at the Royal Rumble, come out with the Knockouts title. That's the way we want to talk about fantasy booking. Let's fantasy book. Right?
Well, wait. I sent you something earlier. TNA Brass are in town right now to speak with WWE people. Brass.
I mean, but that was the case with like WWE and WCW back in the day. Like, you see Kevin Nash, but like, shout out to HBK.
Yeah.
You know, like on Nitro, and like HBK throwing up the NWO sign. Like, it's just.
Now take that, or take like Dustin showing up to help Cody, and then look at what the Bucks are doing, yelling out, "Hey, Scapegoat, we love your work" on Dynamite. Like, fuck off.
When you haven't mentioned him since August.
And he wanted out of his contract too, and Tony wouldn't grant him that. Edge, Adam Copeland referred to the WWF. He referred to NWA in his promo.
Whoa!
There's a swerve. Oh man!
Wow. I mean,
or another swerve. I like where you're going with that. MJF comes out, costs him. You said you'd never fight for the world championship again. You lied.
ooh.
You did it last year. I couldn't do anything about it. I can do something about it this year.
Yeah. The possibilities are endless. And in a day and age where so much stuff is spoiled with the internet,
you would hear me scream laughter.
I mean, because you also got the Monday after WrestleMania, which is a huge deal.
It's always one of the big. And Raw has had 13 consecutive sellout shows in a row. Okay. Now let's be honest here. It will cool a little bit. They're the night after WrestleMania is always one of the biggest Raws of the year, if not the biggest. But they've had 13 consecutive sellout shows. That's nuts.
It was like the summer last year. We're like, man, Raw's getting terrible. SmackDown's the better show.
Yeah.
Feels like the past couple months, Raw has been just.
Hey, I remember a little show we used to run way back. One more round. Yeah, I suffered because I had Raw. I wouldn't be suffering right now.
The 3 hours doesn't feel as long as it used to.
No, because they're actually spreading it out more properly, and you're seeing way more talent getting used.
For the first time in a long time, ever since they made that switch and they added that hour, now it doesn't drag.
I can't wait for it to get on Netflix because I want to hear the
Dude. Like
the
I
cursing.
feel like watching Raw, like even watching like the big guys like Bronson Reed, Ivar, like dude. Ivar's like, what tag team? You ain't coming back, Eric.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you've seen them go.
So I guess to summarize all of this, there's a lot of unknowns kind of leaving this weekend.
Great unknown.
And
you're torn between a lot of matches too.
Yeah, absolutely. And I'm invested in the first time in a long time with multiple stories and matches. And to be honest, like watching this build up, it was stagnant for a little bit. I thought they could have done more with Cody and Roman, but then it turned into overdrive and it picked up and it's taken the world kind of by shock. When Rock says like professional wrestling is cool again, it is. Like it's hasn't been this way in like 20, 25 years.
I mean, and this is the first WrestleMania under TKO. Like,
yeah. No McMahon has their hand in WrestleMania this year.
Man, this is. People are saying like it could be the best WrestleMania of all time. I don't know about that. It could be.
I think it could be the best WrestleMania in the last decade for sure.
It can be the best WrestleMania in a long time. I'll put it that way.
Like,
don't overhype it too soon because you're temper expectations because you don't want to get disappointed.
Like I'm an old school guy. Like I love just one night. I don't like 2 nights. You know, just me. But like I was telling Nico earlier, I'm like, I don't watch WrestleMania past 20. Like I don't rewatch it. Like it's just.
You're going to rewatch this one.
I may, because so like this. So I do that, Jones. So like, say like Rumble's on a Sunday, I'll rewatch it Monday, just so I could, get it back. I do that with a lot of pay-per-views. Like before I came on the show, my son was watching the Royal Rumble this year. Like he was watching Survivor Series yesterday. He's just sitting there watching. I'm like, watching this again? He goes, yeah, I like it. Like he's watching the whole matches.
Good for him.
Yeah.
Student
parenting. You're doing it right, Joe.
Student of the game. I appreciate it.
He'll watch story time like the whole like every season, like just watching. Like
those are funny.
I may have him watch Camp WWE again, but I don't know. I know.
I'm excited. It's going to be a fun weekend.
And here's a little promise I can give you guys. Yeah, come a little closer. Right there. Yeah.
Is this an exclusive promise?
We'll be back next week. We have to do a post-Mania, post-Raw recap.
There's a lot going on.
See how far off I was on some predictions.
They haven't seen our pretty faces in a while, so
I mean,
we owe it to them.
We owe it to you.
We're not on every week.
I do want to give a shout out to a couple guys. I don't like talking hobby shit on podcasts because we've moved past that. But Main Event Belts, they're doing some great stuff right now. And if anyone watching is
Gav is
part of, Gav is just an awesome dude. Gav Manal. Manal, I think is how you pronounce it. I apologize, Gav, if I mispronounce your last name. And Miles is they're the brains of the operation, and they've been around I think since about 2017-ish. They started, Jones. Do you remember the elite belt that the Bucks were given at Wrestle Kingdom? The Main Event Belts made that, and that was kind of their first belt that made it on the big stage. And ever since then, they've been doing some really good stuff. Most recently, they did the 7-star FTR belts that sold out in like less than a month. And I think their next belt that they're going to be doing is a Vader title, V2, which they're excited about. They've gotten permission from the family, and just like the FTR belts, it's going to come with a COA. They've got a newsletter that you can sign up. You can contact Gav or contact Miles. They'll send you an email, and every month they're going to put together. They do some free giveaways and things like that. I just wanted to take an opportunity and give those guys a nod because they're doing some great work.
I may have to get a part of that newsletter.
Yeah, all you got to do is send them your email, and I believe on the 1st of every month, Miles or Gav will send that to you. And every now and then they'll have some fun little goodies.
Well, what I'll probably say is this may be the last time you see this setup behind me because I'm going to do a new setup next week, between this weekend and next week. So keep your eyes out.
I just saying, like, glad we don't talk about the hobby.
Yes.
Oh, it's 2024. We did this during the pandemic when we were all at home, right?
That's true. I know we're not on live every week, you know. We have jobs and families that consume us, so
I think more than some people realize. Like all of us, I want to shout out, since we're doing a shout out to Vinny, who's working his tail off.
He's on house shows right now.
Yeah.
Like what we like to call it, me and him. Like he's on house shows.
But no, it's hard, and everyone's circumstances are different. Everyone's schedule. Jones, I know the last couple of weeks have been really stressful for you.
Oh, it's crunch time. I got like another 11 days I've counted.
Yeah, you're working right now on your second screen. I can see that you're.
I don't know what you're talking about.
and Joe, without going into too much detail, right? Because it's the thing, when we're on screen, we only reveal a small version of who we are, right? Based on what you see in the groups or what you see on the shows, but everyone's going through something, and it's hard. It's not as easy as it used to be to kind of go on weekly. So when we do have the opportunity to, at least for myself, to share this screen with the two of you gentlemen, it is a blast. It's a lot of fun, and then it reminds me about why I got into this hobby in the first place. And when you build those connections with people like yourselves, it makes it worthwhile. Because a hobby is supposed to be fun. A podcast
going with me.
is supposed to be fun, right? But
don't bring up Jones's work, and then you're like, Joe, you got it. And then you're like,
because Joe, I don't want to dive too into this is the thing. We don't reveal too much personal, but like you've been going back and forth with stuff. You've got a lot on your shoulders, and I think now you will find some relief, and I think you'll be in a much better headspace sooner than you realize.
I agree. I'm talking to Jones, you, Vinny, some other people. I don't know. You three and family, I think, are the only people I've talked to about this. And it's just, well, maybe one other person who we like to go to the bar at night.
Oh,
drink.
What? I mean,
yes.
You know, can I get something off my chest? So speaking of the slut, when you see him next, ask him, because I've already asked him, Joe, ask him how my CM Punk autograph that he promised to mail me, how that's doing.
I will.
Because that came back when was Raw in Cleveland?
Jeez.
Yeah, back in November.
Yep. And I asked James. I asked once.
That's right, because me and James were both there, and James was bragging it because he got you one.
Yeah, and he's like, "Oh, look, Joe, I'm the better friend."
Hold on.
He's calling. He's knocking on Joey's door right now.
Oh, he's going to pull his out.
Fucker.
That's right. You know, I can't believe he did that. You know, I got mine.
I got a frame for it. I offered to pay for shipping and for the autograph, and no, don't. I just wanted. He offered. I asked you, Joe, and I asked him. He's like, "Oh no, I got it. Don't worry, guys."
He just hits me up like, "Yo," you know, he'll name like the bar's name. Like, hey, I'm like, "What do you mean? You know what it means? Pick me up. Let's go." I'm like,
Well, let's see. I'm going to do something I normally wouldn't do, but I'm feeling good, and it's time. Like, I'm not, because of my birthday.
You doing a
Normally,
giveaway with that TNA title behind you?
people should be acknowledging me, but I'm going to acknowledge some other podcasts just because. Um, we may not be everybody's cup of tea, which is fine. You have other options out there. You can go check out Spanning the Globe, which may be still on right now. I'm not checking because we're still on Arrows ourselves right now. They're consistently on every week. Good show. And Wednesday nights, you can check out Goat Milk Diaries. One thing I can say about Goat Milk Diaries, though, is sometimes they go on randomly on super late at night. So keep your notifications on. I think the other night they were on at like 1, 2:30 in the morning. I looked at my phone in the morning and said, whoa, that was a late show. But it's different things out there for different people. Give them a shot. You may like it. Tell them I sent you. Tell them we all sent you. This is not there's no. I'm old right now, so I don't give a fuck about drama and shit right now. So
Because
no.
that's the thing. There shouldn't be drama
Yeah.
amongst podcasts. There shouldn't be drama amongst people in the belt community. And if you do dislike somebody for whatever reason, like I said at the beginning of the show, and we tied it into kind of wrestling, message that person, talk to them, air whatever grievances you have in private, because shooting from the hip live on a podcast, making shots at people, like, we're grown men. We're in our 30s and 40s, some of us closer to 50.
Whoa.
I resemble that remark. So
Right. My point is, the hobby's not the end all and be all. Your family is. Your finances are. Your life outside of this little escape is what matters more. Okay. And when we do get together and we do talk, life's too short to kind of fight over what, belts, leather, garbage like that. It's not that serious, guys.
Agree.
yeah, like so.
I like talking wrestling.
Yeah.
So, like, if you want to talk wrestling, I'll talk wrestling all day long.
Yep.
Glad I got people on the screen that like talk wrestling, and it's a fun
Absolutely.
thing to do.
I'll say yeah. We like. This is 2024. I want more. Enjoy life. Love it. I'm not on a soapbox right now. I'm just not even preaching. I'm just saying, hey, enjoy life. It's too short. It can end in an instant. So I want my legacy to be remembered as being Mike Jones was Mike Jones. So I'm not trying to be anybody else.
I agree. Somebody took some shots at me. Didn't mention me by name, but you knew. I messaged that person like, yo, let's get into a chat and talked one-on-one. Air the grievances out. I felt like that's like the best thing, you know.
I think that's the stand-up thing to do. And Joe, you shared that story with me, and it was resolved. I've been the talk of the town for the last month or so in some people's world. I don't let it bother me. I don't care, because it's insignificant. These belts they're just expensive toys.
I love my CS Wayne Deagle. Just saying.
I do too, but apparently some people don't, and then they make that the talk of they're fixating on it for the last couple weeks. But at the end of the day, I don't care. I really don't. I don't lose sleep over it. I'm pretty open book. You guys know this. You've known me now for a number of years. I'm a straight shooter myself. I tell it as it is. If you got something you want to say, message me. Let's talk. My DMs are always open. But if you're going to disrespect me, talk shit, not just on podcasts or groups or group chats or anything like that, but like even on my personal page, I'm not going to deal with that kind of crap. I come to social media and I come to the hobby and I come to our podcast just to have fun, to be around people that want to celebrate all of our successes and elevate us. If you're going to try and damper that and be negative, then I don't have time for you. Pretty simple.
I agree. There's people like the slut who try to offer him
He's in a league of his
$300.
own.
I try to offer him $300 for that Block Logo Big Ego, and he doesn't want to give it to me.
He needs to just sell all his stuff and stop playing.
I'm out, but I'm just.
That's different.
saying.
That's different.
Like I see some belts, I'm like,
I'm going to put it to you this way.
should I?
By the time
No,
I arrive in
I'm content.
Cleveland for Summerfest, if some of them are still there, I'm not buying them. I'm taking them.
I cannot guarantee I will not walk out of SummerSlam with a whole bag of merch and belts. Can't guarantee you that.
If there's a new belt like the 3D Big Gold at SummerSlam, Joe,
I'm leaving with 2.
I can't, I'm not a fan of the 3D Big Gold. Like, I'm not a fan of the WWE's Big Gold. I'm just not. I'm sorry.
Jones,
I got you.
I'll pay for it.
Like,
I got you. It will get shipped to you. It won't be the situation.
So you won't be like other people that will.
Okay,
no.
That I would do, but I wouldn't buy it for myself.
Okay, so maybe I can trust one person from Ohio.
Yeah.
I'm out the game. Not happening. Sorry, like I'm just not. I did talk to Irfan the other day. I'm just saying.
Technically, I'm out the game as well.
I talk to Irfan every day, but
I messaged him the other day. He got back to me in like 10 minutes. Like, hey, how you doing? I'm like, hey.
I'm in a new hobby now, so
that Macho Crown is so tempting.
I'm collecting action figures now, and I'm about to start collecting statues. So
say what my offer
that's
is,
my new hobby.
I can't say what I'm about to buy next. Some things are meant to be, private and kept amongst a small circle.
For that price, which belt? Just saying, man. I'm just. Must be something worth my while, like something.
But I will say this: it's been fun. We did miss hanging out with y'all. We will see you next week. I can't guarantee which set of hosts will be here, but we'll see you next week as a collective.
Oh, and it will be nice.
It'll be fun.
This was after Mania.
Yeah.
Which Block Logo? There's a lot of Block logos.
So.
No, I can't. I'm done. All I know is
it's probably like a Illuso or something like that. Look at this. Oh, easy.
Yeah,
you just ripped it.
That's not worth anything.
$20. Got it.
It wasn't about the dollar amount. It was about what I thought was a friend.
Yeah.
But never trust a slut.
If it's under $300, I'll take it. If not,
so
thank you, Matt, for your kind words, man. I appreciate that.
What I'll say to wrap us up is it's been fun. It's been fun. It's been fun. But until next time, TTFN.